And it's so awesome. This room is full, there's a great energy, it's intimate, and we're going to have a fantastic night today. We're going to have fun, we're going to be inspired, and when we leave here, our lives will be different forever and ever. Stephen van Basten, not only is he good looking, but after almost 25 years of leading spiritual meetings both locally and internationally, officiating at hundreds of weddings and funerals, and decades of presenting at corporate level in his sales and marketing capacity, Stephen has many hours of public speaking experience. He is well known and appreciated for his incredibly candid and thought-provoking messages, for cleverly making one reevaluate one's belief and paradigms in a humorous, gentle, questioning manner. Stephen is respected by many as a philosopher, minister, life coach, human behavior specialist, teacher and expert on relationships, life skills, concept of life and death, and the meaning of life. Annually, Stephen conducts around 200 funerals, 75 weddings, and spends about 200 hours coaching, teaching and counseling. He's a very busy man. And Jackie's smiling, nodding. He also performs church services and talks at various Universalist and Spiritualist churches. This translates into an annual live audience of over 15,000 per year and a reach of over 20,000 people. After almost 25 years of leading spiritual meetings, both locally and internationally, officiating at hundreds of weddings and funerals, I think I'm repeating myself. Okay. I think I've covered it. Yes. It's so long. And there's so much to say, but I'm going to say no more. I'm going to hand over to Stephen. And Stephen, the stage is all yours. Welcome.
So could I have a quick show of hands? Who of you could do with making a little bit more money? Great. Just for interest's sake, how many of you are married? Who single? Married, acting, single? I'm always interested to know, how many of you know, for example, what interest rate you'll get in the money market right now? Anyone? Yeah, thank you. Tell me.
Sorry?
How much? What percentage?
My money market, I'm getting 7.5%.
Thank you. 21 or 31-day call account? Trevor? 10% if you're lucky. RA? And at the end of 15 years your money is gone, right? Alright, so do you know that you have a money blueprint? You were born into a family and you were born into an environment and that programmed you. Bob Proctor says that whenever he takes his children anywhere on an aeroplane, they always go first class or business class, so that's always their experience. You were born into a family with a social environment and with parents who were either wealthy or not wealthy, and those first 7 or 8 years actually created your blueprint. Now, one of the things you need to do, ideally, is to actually break that money blueprint. It's almost like the caste system in India, right? If you were born as an untouchable, you never moved up from there. And what we're really trying to do as we learn how to build wealth is to get out of that past and move into a future. So how do we do that? How do we move, how do we change our program? Through the next 45 minutes or so, I'm going to help you with that in a gentle, loving, provocative, in-your-face sort of a way. But if I might just, do you mind if I just take 2 minutes to introduce myself? Lee did a great job. I was thinking, gosh, I couldn't wait to hear that guy speak, and then I realized, oh, wow, it's me. So do you mind, may I? Yeah, like this one, yes, this one, no, like in different, right. So I wake up every morning and I wonder about the meaning of life. I wonder why we are on planet Earth, what this is all about. I wonder how we can understand natural law better so that we can eke out a better life for ourselves. I wonder how I can fulfill my wife's needs so well that she doesn't subcontract them out to anyone else, right? All right? And I wonder how I can bring up my daughter so that one day when she eventually leaves home, right, she'll be a beautiful balance of streetwise and loving, beautiful, nurturing, and womanly. I've spent hours and hours with the best teachers on earth. I always say, when there's a master in town, spend time with him or her. I've read the books of the people who are dead. I've spent hours and hours with the people who are alive, and I've really just tried to put that into some sort of understanding of what this is all about. And now I'm blessed and in a state of grace where I'm able to share that with other people and try just to pull them out of their own paradigm. So I often introduce myself as a white Morpheus, right from the Matrix. And I'm just really asking you guys today, do you want the blue pill or the red pill? Yeah, thank you. The red pill, it takes you down that rabbit hole and into places you've never seen before. And the blue pill, you just wake up tomorrow morning in your bed, you forget this ever happened, and you go on as you have been. So can you see that financially you're on a path? And can you see that if you keep doing the same things the same way, like Einstein said, that's actually the definition of madness. You're doing the same things the same way and you're expecting a different outcome. Is it working? When you're getting 7 or 8%, if you're lucky, like Nedbank will go, 7%, oh darling, I was going to spend money on a golf cart, but I put money into Nedbank at 7%. And I'm going, really? At 7% you're going backwards. It's not really helping me. I've got Philip here, who's a financial advisor, so I'm really scared. Philip, you just frown at me like my wife does when I do something wrong, and then I know I'm on the wrong track, okay? So if you want some real proper advice, don't listen to me. Go to Philip afterwards. He's a great guy and he knows what he's speaking about. So let me ask you this. How do we rise above our past? When you look at all of the greats, when you look at Jesus, Buddha, Krishna, Gandhi, what was the hallmark of their life? They arrived human and they left a master. Isn't that what we're supposed to be trying to do? So we're trying to become more. But how do you do that? How do you rise above society? How do you rise above, the programming? And I've spent some hours with a beautiful lady. She's here today somewhere, Gail. She's been my financial coach for about this year. And we've been working specifically on my money blueprint. And do you know that you cannot earn more than you believe you're worth? You cannot earn more than you believe you're worth. If you earn more than you believe you're worth, you'll lose it. You'll have the geezer breaking, the car getting stolen, etc., etc. Or you'll give it away to charities, etc. So the key to this is actually to grow your self-worth. I'm telling each one of you here today that you could probably double your prices, lose some of your customers, work a little bit less, and earn more. The minute you start to value yourself, the people around you will value you as well. Now, I'm going to take you through some of Dr. DeMartini's teachings, beautiful teachings on human behavior and who we are. But I want to give you something up front as we start. Right now, as you sit here right now, you are beautiful. You are perfect. There's absolutely nothing wrong. The minute you start to go, I should be more wealthy, or I should be skinnier, or I should be cleverer, etc., etc. You're starting to mess with the universe. Okay, so your maker, whoever you believe she or he to be, has made you perfect. Now, if you want to improve on that perfection, you can. But start from a place of actually accepting yourself for who you are, and not saying something's wrong. Right? The universe is in order. You are perfect. And I'm going to show you that you're perfect and we're all different. Right? So in my not so humble opinion, because I'm a Leo, I don't do humble, right? I believe that there are 7 billion people on earth, right? 7 billion skin colors, 7 billion religions, 7 billion sexual preferences. We're 7 billion individual people. And the sin of religion and society is to try and box you into something you're not. And to say if you go by these rules, you'll get X, Y, Z. It's rubbish. Okay? I want to. Can I get permission to be provocative? Yeah. Oh, Jackie, my wife's folding her arms. Are you sure? Right. So there's a funny word in South Africa right now. Jackie knows. You should follow her, but you gave me permission. There's a funny word in South Africa, and I want to give my definition of it, and that's entitlement. And I'm always scared when I say that because people have all sorts of issues around entitlement. But this is my definition of entitlement. As human beings, we believe we're entitled. All of us. We think we're entitled to live for 70 years. We think we're entitled to always be happy, to always be healthy, to have a job from cradle to grave, to have parents that are married, and to never bury a child. Okay, we believe that we should get an increase every year. and that we should get a promotion every 2 years, and that the government should give us a house or a job. It's rubbish. You've got to get up there and do it yourself. Again, nobody wakes up every morning and goes, how am I going to fulfill these needs today? Okay, we're actually quite selfish, and we're here on the planet for ourselves. So let me ask you, what's the meaning of life? Why are you on planet Earth? Why are you in South Africa right now at this time of history? What is it? What's the meaning of life? Okay, I'm not going to ask you to answer that. But do it in your minds at least. Can you answer that? Why are we here? If you don't know what you are spiritually, answer this question to yourself. What happens when we die? If you go, when we die, it's all over, it's like a big long sleep, it's cool, you're atheist. If you go, I'm not quite sure, I'll find out when I get there, I think there is something but I don't know how to define it, then you're agnostic. If you go heaven and hell, you're probably Christian. Okay, if you go only hell, you're probably Jewish. If you go reincarnation, you're spiritualist. No, it's true, because in Judaism, everyone goes to heaven. The naughty Jews are further away from God, and the good ones are closer. So your punishment is you can only wave at him from afar. But all Jews go to heaven. Yeah. So there we go. So if you don't know, that's fine. But let us at least try to work through why we're here. In my opinion, the meaning of life is growth. We're here to grow. Soul unfolding, spiritual growth. Maslow's hierarchy of needs as we go up there to self-actualization. And do you accept that there are ups and downs in your life? Okay, you're entitled. You think you're entitled to always be happy, always be upbeat, always be positive? That's rubbish. If you think you've always got to be positive, and I'm going to leave at the back there, if you're always going to be positive when you're negative, you're failing. It's much wiser to go, there are going to be times when I'm positive and times when I'm negative, and that's normal. Okay? John DeMartini said he was going to write a book titled, I gave up trying to be happy because it made me so sad. Okay, sometimes Jaxie says to me, how are you doing today? And I go, I'm grumpy. She says, why are you grumpy? I go, because I'm a human being. So either tell me a joke or go away. But it's not a reflection of our relationship. Now, do you know you've got a relationship with money? You have a relationship with money. And money moves through the economy from those who don't appreciate it to those who do. If you have a high value on money, money will keep coming to you. Sorry to mention this name, Donald Trump. He went insolvent, right? 7 years later, billionaire again. Okay, it's in his consciousness, it's in his blueprint. Money moves from those in the economy who don't value it to those that do. So let's say, as a boyfriend or a girlfriend, you're a dirty, rotten swine, all right? And you have girlfriend after girlfriend after girlfriend after girlfriend after girlfriend, right? They all leave you. It's the same with money. If you don't respect money, it'll leave you. Money moves to those who work with it well. And the more money you start to work with properly, the more money you'll attract to work with. I've seen it happening in my life. Jackie and I, a while back, we were absolutely broke, all right? We are out of debt now. Well, not rich, not millionaires, but we're out of debt. And it was a long, hard track. We started to work with money very, very carefully. And I'm going to show you some tricks how to do that. However, I'm going to give it to you again. You're perfect as you are and you don't need to change. Because your actual wealth, your true wealth, is in your high values. Let me tell you a quick story. There's a guy fishing, and he brings in 10 fish. He goes home and he feeds his family and his extended family. He's an excellent fisherman. And the guy comes on holiday and he sees him there. And he says to him, oh, you're an excellent fisherman. I'll tell you what, let's get into business together. And we're going to make this thing big. And we're going to go huge. And it's going to go global. And the guy says, oh, that's wonderful. So just tell me. So when we go through this process, I'm going to get like busy. And I'm going to be running businesses right. And I'm going to be teaching people. And I'm going to be at work all day. And he goes, yeah. And then he says, and then at the end of that, what then? He says, well, then you'll have enough money to just stand here fishing again. The diamonds are in your backyard. The diamonds are in your backyard, and you're looking in die groot gat in Kimberley for them. All right? So your wealth actually is in your high values. And once you grasp that, you are, I want you to grasp right now, you are wealthy right now. It may not be in finance. All right, so Jackie and I have been together for 28 years, married 24 in about 3 months, and my daughter's 21. I remind her, she says, no, we've only been married, we've only been together 26. And I go, 2 years I perved over you, you were mine in my head. All right? So those two count. So I've been with her for 28 years, she's been with me for 26. All right? And we have a beautiful marriage. We have a wonderful marriage. There are times, I want to give you this around marriage, there are times when I absolutely adore the floor she walks on. Seriously, I can kiss it as she walks. The other times I want to strangle her. Okay? So don't be in a fantasy that marriage is all peaches and cream and blah, blah, blah. If you think marriage is for happiness, you've got a long, hard road against you. Marriage is here to bring you growth, soul unfoldment and spiritual unfoldment, to give you everything you need to have a fantastic lifetime so that when you die, you can look back at it and go, God, that was awesome. Send me back, I want to go again. All right, so I'm going to give you a thought. There are billionaires on earth who would give everything they have for a marriage like we have. Okay, some of our wealth is in our marriage because it's what brings us fulfillment. Some of our wealth is in, it's like the fisherman. He's happy on the edge of the pier. We're happy. It's priceless. Okay, so one of the keys to wealth is to understand what it is that is truly important to you. I'm going to give you DeMartini 101. John DeMartini is my current guru. I change them every 10 years or so as they bore me. But right at the top here are the things that you love. Right? This is a hierarchy of needs. It's a hierarchy of values. It's a hierarchies of wants, needs, and desires. Right up top here are all of the things you love, and at the bottom here are the things you hate. Okay? I want to give you the meaning of your life right now, and you may not like it. I'm going to give it to you anyway. Because as a teacher, I've got to get you out of your comfort zone. Because if I keep telling you, you're marvelous and wonderful and don't change anything, you don't learn, right? So right over here is the meaning of your life. The meaning of your life is to get more of the things you love and the less of the things you hate. Now, I know that you may think being a millionaire is going to change all of that. Bob Proctor once said, listen to this, if you're in the habit of spending more than you earn, then earning more isn't the solution. If you have high on your values, earning money, you'll be ordered in that area. So down here, you are disorganized. Up here, you are organized. Down here for me, washing the dishes. All right? Up here for me, learning and teaching. So I'm disorganized with dishes. Ask Jaxley. I don't even see them. If she goes away for a week, I get paper plates. Throw them away. It's much easier. All right? She'll wash the dishes much quicker than I will. Also down here is shopping with Jackie. She's right here. I'm going to look her in the eye and I'm going to tell you why, because Jackie's a liar. And she's a downright liar. She goes, let's go to the Glen for an hour. And I go, sure. First hour, model husband. Second hour, awesome husband. Third hour, grumpy husband. Fourth hour, angry husband. Then she's got a sense of humor. She goes, are you grumpy because you're hungry? I said, no, I'm grumpy because you said an hour and we've been justing. You know, let's just go to Eclipse. Let's just go to Eclipse. Let's just go here. All right, so up here is the meaning of your life. Down here, you need motivation. If you're in a job right here, you need a salary, you need bonuses, you need overseas trips, and you need commission. Up here, you can't wait to wake up to go and do what you do. Part of wealth is finding this. And the biggest question you can ask is, what do I truly love? I want to give you, quickly, this. I love this symbol. I think Trevor's got one on his ankle. Right, so yin and yang. Alright, and I want to give you that actually every single person in your life, I'll give you the short version, you are different to. Alright, so everything that you love, there's someone that hates. Everything that you're good at, there's someone that's bad at. If you can just get this. The thing that you love the most, there's someone that's crap at it. Okay, I've got 2 virtual PAs here tonight. Alright, because I hate admin. Admin is down here for me. It makes me want to vomit. Alright, so what you want to do is find out how you can free up more time from this so that you can do more of that. And if you can make your money doing that, you've made your vocation, your vacation, and you'll never work a day in your life. And that is priceless. That is true wealth. Okay, I know somebody once said, I've been rich and unhappy, and poor and unhappy, and rich and unhappy is much better. And I get that. Okay? And someone also said, you've never seen an unhappy person on a jet ski. I get it. All right, we do need money, but it's not the be all and end all. Up here are all of the things you love. So you'll spend time on this, you'll spend money on this, you'll spend energy on it, and you'll invest money, etc. I once went on a course for 3 days. I came home on Saturday night, I said to Jackie, I am in major trouble. She said, oh God, what have you done? I said, I spent 20,000 Rand on a course. She hit the roof. Okay, she nearly cut herself, right? She goes, what do you mean? We've got a budget, blah, 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 blah. And then she asked, she showed she's got a sense of humor again. Okay, she said, why didn't you phone me first? Again, I thought, you think I'm stupid? If I'd phoned you, you'd have said no. And the point of this is, you will endure pain and pleasure for this. Learning and teaching. And you'll only enjoy pleasure here. I did some work with a very wealthy woman, very successful business. She called me in because she was having a bad relationship. She was on her 3rd divorce, couldn't keep it together. I took her through this exercise. I wish all of you had pens and papers so that you could write down as we go. Right, here we go. There's 7 areas of life. Try and keep up with me. Okay? Photographic memories. Right, first is physical health, well-being. These people are skinny little runts. We hate them, okay? They don't look like me. And they could go up Everest and things like that. And they eat and drink and sleep health, okay? Yeah. Then there's mental. This is like me. We like the Einsteins and we love mental learning, teaching. Then there's spiritual, okay? If that's high in your values, you'll have a very strong relationship with your Maker, and you'll go to church often, etc., etc. This is vocation, your business, how you earn money. This is building wealth. Earn money, build wealth. This is an important area. And then over here you've got societal and family. Okay? So she said to me she's struggling to keep a boyfriend. Okay? And what I did was here in family, I split that into family and boyfriend. And I asked her to rank this from 1 to 8. 1 being your most important area. I'm giving you clues here. So as you go through this, you find out what's your most important area, because that's the key to your wealth. At the top of your values, you are, top of your values here, you're a genius. Over here, you're stupid. Okay, I'm stupid at washing dishes. When I go shopping, I don't see dishwashing liquid or dishwashing towels or drying up towels. It's just, they don't come into my face at all. Alright, so this is the key here. So I said to rank this 1 to 7. So what came up? Number 1, vocation. Number 2, wealth. Number 8, boyfriend. I said to her, you're going to be single. And she said, no, it's not true. I said, if these are your values, you're going to be single. Just enjoy the ride. Enjoy that. Some people are monogamous and have one partner, and others go through life with multiple partners and find the benefits in all of that. Because when you've been married 28 years, that does seem a little bit interesting, right? Anyone else? Yeah? Jax? Yeah. All right, so she didn't like it. And I said, all right, I'll prove it to you. When there's a problem at work, what do? She said, we roll up our sleeves. We get down to it, we sort that thing out, and we fist bump at the end. I said, yeah. When your boyfriend gives you cuck, I'll leave. I'll leave. You'll endure pain and pleasure up here, but only pleasure here. So the pleasure she liked, but when it became a mission, she kicked doing it. Right, so high on your values is what's really important to you. And also, so let's take mine as an example. I've got mental, right? So this is where I have my genius. This is where I have all of my energy. This is the area I love to be in. And I try to do as much of that as I can. And my wealth is actually in there. Now, my trick is to try and unlock that wealth. So my trick is to, is that Kim? Right in the front. Come on through. We've been waiting on you. Okay, everyone check them out as they come through. No, absolutely no issue. Welcome. So my mission is to unlock that genius in that area. This is where my spirituality is. This is where everything is. Can I tell you something? And I don't think I've ever said this in front of my wife before. So Jax, I hope you've had a gin and tonic or a rum and coke. Can you see that when you do what you love, the annual vacation is a nightmare. I go on annual vacation. And with all due respect, I can't wait to get back to the things I love doing. Okay? And Jackie will tell you, I get grumpy. The longer I'm on vacation, the grumpier I get. I can't wait to get back to do funerals and weddings and marriage coaching and talks like this. Because this is really my... So I'd like to thank you all for being here and allowing me to do what I love. You're all my little angels and we're all in heaven. I think I've finally gone to heaven. I just wanted to check. Are you my virgins? Right. Are there any questions? No? Who said no? Right, so as we move into this concept, can you see what's high on your values? Can anyone work out which of those 7 is theirs? And then, so I'll give them to you again. Physical, mental, spiritual, vocation, family, building wealth, and societal. So for example, people go, how do you build wealth? I've got a high value on family. How do you build wealth out of that? You must sell my kids or something. And no, of course not. So I have a high value on family too. Okay? So what I do is I help married couples to build good marriages, and I help married couples when they're struggling to stay together. That's how I make money out of my high value on family. Okay, so it's not always very obvious, but if you look deeper into it, you can find what it is that's really important. So what I want to give to you tonight is just to find what it is that's high on your values, so that you know exactly where it is that you should be. That's the most important. What do I love doing the most? And then from there, you can ask yourself, how do I make $1 million or $2 million doing exactly that? So I want to give you some thoughts on money. 2 thoughts from Dr. DeMartini. And this is his suggestion on building wealth. I want to give you something that was quite a mind job for us when we were first exposed to it. Jackie and I have actually saved our entire life, our entire marriage. We used to put extra money into the bond. We used to pay it 5 days early so that the compounding interest worked for us, etc., etc. And it went into our access bond and grew and grew and grew, right? Awesome. Gets to 50 grand, we spend it. Okay, Jackie and I are spenders, right? There are 4 money personalities: hoarder, spender, avoider, and money. All right, Jackie and I are spenders. We'll go out for coffee on a Saturday afternoon and come back with a lounge suite. Okay? And then we'll sit on our new lounge suite and we'll have a cup of coffee out of our new machine that we also bought next to it. We are spenders. All right, so do you know that your money doesn't show in your bank account? Your current account's actually designed to suck the money out of there as quickly as possible. Your true value shows in your investments, in houses and bonds and stocks and Satrix 40 and Discovery Invest and all sorts of things like BCBS and things like that. I'm going to give you a quick insight into those as well. But it's not in your current account, and it's seldomly even in your savings account. So yes, you should save for big ticket items. You should have an account that you put money into to go on holiday with or buy lounge suites with. But over here, you should have an infinity account. And an infinity account, okay, if you don't dig your kids, it's fine. You don't have to leave it to them. Okay, it's a legacy. You know, do you know how many of us actually go, I want to run out of money on the day I die? You know what's going to happen? You're going to live in your kid's backyard. All right, you're going to live in the granny flat because you can't afford a loaf of bread anymore. You don't want that. All right, you want to build an infinity account that has 10 or 20 million rand in it when you die. And then you can leave that to the cat or the dog or whoever you like, or in trusts, etc., etc. And that infinity account, you never spend. It's sacred. You never ever touch it. And here's the trick. Here's the trick. Does everyone have 100 rand a month that they could find? Great. You start off with 100 rand a month. Put it into an account. Every 3 months, you add 10%. So in 3 months' time, it'll be 110. I don't know the numbers. But as you go, if you did that now, in 16 years you'll have R1 million. Okay, granted in those last couple of years it's 60,000 a month, but there's something interesting that happens. You don't miss the 100 rand, and then you don't miss the 110 rand, and then you don't miss the 123 rand or whatever it goes to. And something happens with the universe that starts to fill that gap, and here's the trick, you have to do it first. Rich people pay themselves first. Okay, it's symbolic, but in our budget, We've got all of our investments first, and then water and lights and all of that stuff last. And it's electronic, it goes straight out. And there's no emotion in it. It goes out and we have to find it. Okay? Because if you have a high value on, let's say, physical, when you win 20 million rand, you'll spend it on the physical stuff. You'll send the kids to a better school or a school that does soccer or something like that. You'll get better medical aids, etc., etc. You spend your money down your hierarchy. Right? So with this infinity account, as it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, what we did was it got to a point, and then at 25,000 we put it into money market. And then at 35,000 we put it into somewhere else that I'll tell you about now. But it's safe, and every month it grows and grows. We started 5 years ago. Anyone can do maths? 5 years times 100 rand or so? What should it be?
6,000 rand.
Okay, we have about 40 grand in there. Somehow or other, whenever we have a windfall, we pop some in there. Jakey and I have a funny thing in our marriage. When we have a windfall, Jakey likes to pay off debt and I like to invest. Okay, we made R1 million on a house the other day, and we argued and argued so much I eventually said, let's just give it to charity, it's breaking our marriage. She didn't like that idea, strangely. So now we have an agreement in our marriage that whenever money comes in, half goes to paying off debt and half goes into investments. And that's how we work with it. I know some people will argue, but whatever works for you. Down here, what you want is most of your money safe. Okay, low risk, low return, safe as houses. Alright, so this is your Satrix 40s, and you'll have properties in here, and your medical aids, and your, Discovery Invest at 7% and Nedbank at 7%. You want most of your money in there. Right? Slightly higher, according to Dr. De Martini, you want a little bit less money, maybe medium risk, medium return. All right? And then up here you may have some higher risk, higher return. And then over here you may have some high risk, extraordinary return. But you can't start that way. You have to start the foundation first and then grow up and up and up. So just as a wrap up, what Jackson and I did was we started over here. We've got that sorted out. When we got to 25,000, we put it in money market. When we got to 35,000, we put it into a company called BCBS, and Fiona's going to tell you about that. Well, how much was the money market? 7% per year, right? We're getting 18% per annum. It's actually, to be more correct, Fiona, 7.5% above prime. All right, currently as prime goes up and down, it adjusts. I thought when I got involved that it was medium risk, high return. Okay, Philip, if he doesn't mind me saying, had a customer of his who put, I think it was 6 million in. All right, and they went through a whole bunch of due diligence. Actually, that's very low risk and really high return. We have to do something different. Okay, otherwise we're going to just be beating inflation every year and year. And then about 9 or 10 months ago, I asked on Facebook, what's this Bitcoin stuff? What's going on with Bitcoin? And a friend of mine came up, he told me about it. I got involved with that about 7 months ago. And are you all sitting down for this? Because this is scarier. We are getting currently 8% per month on our Bitcoin mines. Okay, I'm not going to tell you too much about it. When I started, I thought it was high risk, extraordinary return. I've downgraded that to medium risk, extraordinary return. And as time goes by, I actually feel every day that goes by, I will look at my mine, there's Bitcoin coming out, it's going into my e-wallet, and I have a Bitcoin Visa debit card that I spend it with. The system's absolutely working. So if you haven't looked at Bitcoin and you'd like to know about it, afterwards you can go back to whoever registered you and just tick your name off under, I'd like some more information about Bitcoin, I can come and tell you about it. If you'd like some more information about BCBS, Fiona's here, or myself, if you like boys and you want to go with me, then go with me. If you like girls, then you can go with Fiona. Any questions, or whoever brought you, to be honest? Any questions? Lee, come on, give me a good question.